The Las Vegas Raiders are turning back to Gardner Minshew for their upcoming game against the Dolphins. Quote from Antonio Pierce: Gardner gives us the best opportunity to move forward, and he has every opportunity to go out there and help us get a win. Now, when it's either Gardner Minshew or Desmond Ridder, I guess I technically agree with that quote. Ugly, ugly times for Raiders fans. We're only about halfway through November, and Raiders fans are just probably hoping that the season ends tomorrow. I don't blame them whatsoever. But kind of an interesting stat, Minshew is completing a career-high 67% of his passes. So I don't know if he's playing his best ball he's ever played in his career. I really think that probably goes to his early years with the Jaguars. But, you know, he's not completely atrocious, I guess. And who knows, maybe the new OC will add a bit of spark and a bit of juice to this offense. The Raiders are also getting back their other tight end this week, Mayer, so that could help Gardner as well. You know, having two pretty solid tight ends in there is never a bad thing. It's kind of interesting too. Gardner Minshew was kind of a respected backup for the past 5 years now. He had some time in Philly, and more recently, he almost helped make the Colts make the playoffs after Anthony Richardson went down with an injury last year. But this year, with how his year has gone with the Raiders, I don't really think he has that status anymore of being a reliable veteran backup. Just been an ugly, ugly year, and when you have to get replaced by Desmond Ridder, it's never really a good look. I'm just trying to be as positive as possible. It's really easy to talk down to a 2-7 team without a good functional starting NFL quarterback. So the Raiders are on the road against the Dolphins this week, and we'll see if the new OC can add some sparks to Gardner Minshew in this offense. Like I said, Michael Mayer's back. You got Brock Bowers as well. You never know. Dolphins are hot right now, but, you know, there's still a 3-6 team. Definitely tough to be a Raiders fan right now. I don't blame any of you if you're looking at mock drafts at all. Cam Ward is looking really nice right now. Shador Sanders to Las Vegas, even though I don't think Dion would allow that. But who knows? Maybe Tom Brady would put in a good word. You know, there is some light at the end of the tunnel for sure. Like I said, that draft pick is going to be huge, and they will take a quarterback. They have to take a quarterback. Apparently, I forget who said it, but it was someone within the organization of the Raiders. They wanted Jaden Daniels to fall to them at 12, even though that was never a possibility whatsoever. So I really don't even know why they just didn't draft a quarterback at all, like in the later rounds of the drafts. You just have to take a chance when your quarterback room is bare bones. I don't get it. But right now, the Raiders hold the number 3 overall draft pick, and best believe they will take a quarterback. They have to, man. They just have to. And along with that, they will most definitely be looking for a new head coach for the 2025 year. You know, I can't even remember the last time the Raiders had a competent head coach. It's been so long, you know. Maybe John Gruden was okay, but I guess being okay is better than terrible with Antonio Pierce, Dennis Allen. Wasn't Jack Del Rio a head coach or a defensive coordinator for the Raiders? I don't know. They just go through so many the past 10, 12 years. I honestly can't keep up. I really think they just need to hire either a culture guy or some sort of offensive coordinator. Mike Vrabel is going to be a huge, big name for a lot of teams for this upcoming offseason. And I think that's a culture reset guy. I think he's a great head coach. Like, what he did with those Tennessee teams was pretty phenomenal work. Those teams weren't nice on paper, yet he almost got them to the Super Bowl with that crazy playoff run in 2020, almost beat the Chiefs, and every other year had a pretty good record with other playoff appearances. So if you're a Raiders fans, you got to be hoping for Mike Vrabel. But if they don't get Mike Vrabel, I really wouldn't recommend hiring some defensive coordinator like the Lions DC, like Aaron Glenn and other defensive coordinator candidates. I don't think they need a defensive-minded guy to run the ship in Las Vegas. I really think they need to pair their top draft pick with an offensive-minded guy. Cliff Kingsbury comes to mind right away. I think that would work well, depending on who they draft. And who knows, maybe Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is going to be another big name, the Lions offensive coordinator. And apparently he's going to be picky on where he goes. And honestly, if it wasn't for Tom Brady joining the ownership, I'd have no hope for this franchise. But because Tom Brady is part owner right now, I believe it's 10% as of today. But because of that, I feel like that's going to give the Raiders some kind of benefit of the doubt, at least going forward. Brady, everyone loves Brady, so I'm sure he'll smooth talk, maybe slip a couple of zeros under the door for whoever they try to hire. I don't know, man. It's just, if the Raiders' only owner was Mark Davis, then I would be completely out on this franchise. It would be a lost cause. But I'm telling you, Brady could be the savior. There was a report about a month ago that Brady wanted Bill Belichick as the head coach for the Raiders. I don't like that move at all. One, like I said, I don't think the Raiders need a defensive coordinator, defensive-minded guy there. And two, I don't think that dynamic with Brady watching over Bill is going to be that great. I think it'd be quite weird and odd, and just, I don't think it would work. Let me know who you think the Raiders should hire in the 2025 offseason. Let me know who you think the Raiders should draft as a quarterback in the 2025 draft. And do you think the Las Vegas Raiders can beat the Miami Dolphins this week with Gardner Minshew, new offensive coordinator? Let me know in the comments. Sorry, Raiders fans, just trying to, turn a negative situation into potentially a positive one. If you made this far, please subscribe. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
The gunslinger at quarterback is Kirk Cousins out of Michigan State University. He was a fourth-round pick by the Redskins back in 2012.
Kirk Cousins was a fourth-round draft pick out of Michigan State University. This is a good, solid NFL quarterback.
First down at the 28. And Morris is guided on the screen. Brought down at the 29. As you look at this offense, a player to watch, of course, is Deshaun Jackson. He should be something else in this one.
Yeah, he's a tremendous threat down the field. There's no doubt about it. He's so fast. And if he gets open getting the football, he can make a miss and he can go all the way.
And it's incomplete. As we look at the defense, one of the real leaders on this unit is linebacker Curtis Lofton.
If you're looking for a linebacker to make the right decisions, to read the offensive plays the proper way, then make the tackle, make the play, well, then go get Curtis Lofton because he's that man.
The Redskins will go for it here on fourth down and a short yardage situation. The Redskins from the 37 trying to fight through